As you will have seen in the media or on the Stock Exchange News Service, the ADvTECH Group announced its year-end results for last year yesterday. What are the most important features that I'd like to suggest you look at? Well, first of all, the group has returned to profit growth after the setback of 2012. And we're obviously very pleased as a management team to have been able to have delivered that and report to you confidently, not only about last year, but about the future. So what were the drivers of the turnaround? Well, firstly, the schools division, which is a very large part of the group, continued to produce excellent results and was able to contribute a profit improvement. Secondly, and importantly, the tertiary division, which had a setback in 2012 with a decline in first-year enrollment numbers, has significantly turned that position around and delivered almost a 50% improvement in its EBIT contribution. The much smaller resourcing division also contributed in a very tough year. I think a great achievement by the group in the last decade has been recognition for sustained, consistent and improving academic excellence. This is perhaps best demonstrated by the way in which year after year our students deliver excellent results that are even better than the equivalent of the year before. And in the report you will have read a number of examples of what I'm talking about. Collectively over the period, this has led to our recognition as being a top quality education performer. This is the very foundation of our reputation and brand equity. This is what in fact drives the sustainability of the business in one simple fundamental way. Given that turnaround in profitability and the prospects for the future, what are we doing about it? Well, firstly, we plan to continue. This excellence in educational quality is something that needs constant work and attention. Education is a dynamic sector where things like the increasing role of technology and the advent of international teaching and education programs mean that not only do you have to keep doing what you do better, you have to keep on innovating, investigating these new kinds of education and ways of delivering excellent education to a changing and dynamic population, and we are doing that. With an investment in capital and operating expenditure in the last 5 years of some 500 million rand, there's a great deal of evidence to support that we're doing it. Secondly, the continued growth in demand for places in both schools and the tertiary division mean that we need to have expansion plans to be able to increase the number of places available. And this is the case. There's a 3 billion rand plan to significantly increase the number of places available over the next decade by some 60% or more. This, of course, also holds exciting prospects for the growth and development of the division, both at revenue and ultimately with the continued delivery of high quality education at the bottom line as well. We know that it is common cause around the world that this is Africa's time. The African continent is the last significant global population unit that will be reaping a demographic dividend as more and more of the young people in Africa enter the working age population, and we will therefore have a situation where many more Africans will be entering the job market, becoming productive and contributing to economic growth for the continent. We plan to be part of that. And a great deal of effort is going into researching, investigating opportunities outside South Africa itself, where with our, as I've said, established reputation for quality, we're looking to enter into effective partnerships that will enable us to deliver our education across the whole continent, rather than, as has been the practice for the last decades, just in South Africa. As you know, towards the end of last year, the company announced the fact that I will be stepping down as CEO during this year. I'm pleased to be able to tell you that the search process for my successor is well in hand, and proceeding well. We're looking for the best possible internal and external candidates, and we expect to be able to announce an appointment during the course of this year. The succession project is being handled by the independent non-executive directors of the company, as is entirely appropriate in an important matter of this nature.